Alright, hey guys, remember tcg back in the video. This video we're going over the new ASHENED archetype. This is the new archetype that's tcg exclusive, coming out of Phantom Nightmare, and we're gonna get started here. So here we have Vitos, the Eruption Dragon of Extinction. This card art already looks amazing. It just looks like a really cool dragon. Yeah, not much to add beyond that. Just, I'm really liking the art. It's a level 9 Dark Pyro effect monster, so that's gonna be good. It looks like this might be a Pyro archetype that's gonna be able to utilize Bonfire. And then 2800 attack, 1500 defense. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, quick effect, you can target one card in a field zone, special summon this card to your opponent's field, and if you do destroy that card, then you can add to your hand or set one Ashen continuous trap from your deck. This card here, it's going to give you a way to pop a field zone card while also summoning it to your opponent's side of the field. Depending on if it's going to have an effect that triggers, I'm assuming that it's going to have something that happens during your opponent's effect in order to utilize that. But it is a searcher and it's a summon. And if this card is sent from your opponent's field to the graveyard, you can destroy all monsters on the field. So it looks like that's going to be sort of the benefit of summoning it onto your opponent's side of the field. You're going to want to pop it and then clear out the board a bit. Alright, and here we have King of the Ashen City. So this guy looks like some warrior. Here I'm kind of getting like the Dark Soul vibes. We're going to see if that kind of continues, but it's just kind of that, I don't really know how to describe the look as well. It's just, but you can get like the fantasy elements and the dragons and the warrior here. And it's a level 8 Dark Pyro effect monster. If Obsidian, the Ashen City, is in the field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. During your main phase, you can special summon one Ashen monster from your hand, except for King of the Ashen City. Or if your opponent controls a monster with 2800 or more attack, you can special summon it from your deck instead. So obviously here, you're going to want to set up the field spell. Summon out Vitos here onto your opponent's side of the field. Then you can summon out the king. And using the king's effect, you can special summon out another Ashen monster from your deck. So that looks like kind of the go-to play just from what we're seeing. Now here we have Hero of the Ashen City. So this is a level 7 Dark Pyro effect monster. If Obsidian, the Ashen City, is in the field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Hero of the Ashen City once per turn this way. During the main phase quick effect, you can target one Pyro monster on the field, destroy it, then if you destroyed Vitos, the Eruption Dragon of Extinction by this effect, you can place one Obsidian, the Ashen City, from your deck face up in your field zone. So it looks like a lot of things are kind of hinging on this field spell being active, and of course there is an effect that it's going to be able to trigger once you get Vitos on your opponent's side of the field. Pop that out and then get another of the field spell copy out here. Yeah, looks like just another deck that really focuses on the field spell. And here we have Priestess of the Ashen City. It's a level 4 Dark Pyro effect monster. If Obsidian, the Ashen City, is in the field swing, you can special summon this card from your hand, as we've seen with a few of the other Ashen monsters. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Ashen card from your deck to your hand. So that's great. It's going to be an easy summon, and it's, you know, you can search directly from your deck to your hand, and it's a free summon as well, since you don't have to really use a normal summon. You just want to really get out that field spell. And here is the field spell that they've been talking about. So this is Obsidian, the Ashen City. It's a face up. When its effect is that face up, so summon monsters your opponent controls become Pyro during your turn only. So that's great because we saw a few of the, or I think just one card here that involves targeting, a Pyro monster in the field, destroy it. So that's what we're kind of seeing there. But of course, it's gonna mess up with your opponent that relies on their deck being a specific monster type in order to do some play. So during your end phase, you can target one Obsidian, the Ashen City, in your graveyard, and you can place it on the bottom of your deck, then draw a card. And if this card in the field zone is destroyed or banished, you can special summon one Ashen monster from your deck. So of course, if you destroy Vitos, you're gonna pop this, and then you can get something out. And this has a built-in draw power. Nothing too crazy, but it looks like it's a bit disruptive for your opponent. Depending on what deck you're playing against, this can be extremely disruptive. But besides that, it is able to recycle itself, so that's good, and it's also going to get some value upon destruction. So it is pretty unique in that respect. And here we have Awakening of Vitos. So this looks like the dragon is being born out of the volcano, or maybe behind it. It's a quick play spell card. You can place Obsidian, the Ashen City, from your deck face up in either field zone. Then if your opponent controls a card in their field zone, you can add one level 5 or higher Dark Pyro monster from your deck to your hand. So this is great because you're going to want to get the Ashen City on both sides of the board. That's what it's looking like. So to be able to do that, you can do it with this quick play spell. It just makes it easier, even easier to get out the field spell. That's good to see. And upon doing that, you can also get a level 5 or higher Dark Pyro monster from your deck to your hand, which is pretty much everything besides the Priestess here. We have the level 7 hero, then we have the level 8 king, and then the level 9 Vitos here. And then for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you can now special summon monsters from the deck or extra deck except for Pyro monsters. And then you can only activate. So yeah, that's fine. It's just going to lock you out. But you're going to be sticking to Pyro monsters anyway. And here's the final card. This is Ashen for Eternity, which is a continuous trap card. When this card is activated, you can add Vitos the Eruption Dragon of Extinction or one Ashen monster from your graveyard to your hand. So that's great. Just going to have some searchability or recyclability here. And then you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls that you own. Take control of that monster. Then you can make all face-up monsters your opponent control currently lose attack equal to the targeted monster's original attack. So of course this is applying to Vitos. You take that and they lose, from what I remember, 2800 attack. And this attack change lasts until the end of this turn. You can only use the effect, yeah, so nothing too crazy, just going to be a 2800 attack debuff, which is a little annoying per opponent, but not anything too crazy. But this archetype so far looks pretty interesting. I do think that we are going to have to wait a bit for the future support to see what this is really able to do. But it's a cool theme. I like that it's Pyro Dark. That's interesting in its own respect. I think it's going to be fun to test around if you guys are curious about seeing it. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.